were hating. Everybody was hating. I was the only person that was like, watch. If anything, that banner, that Taylor Swift banner is going to be a good thing. Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show studios. This is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Steeg. Curtis, we've clinched a playoff spot.
Ooh, yes, we have.
You know what happened the last time we were in the playoffs?
We won the Stanley Cup.
We did.
It was so nice. Yes, this is going to be a Kings episode. So, Albert, the Kings are looking really good right now. We're 44, 25, and 5, 93 points, first in the Pacific, second in the Western Conference. This could be the best team in franchise history this year, which we'll talk about. We have to talk about the injury report. We're towards the end of the year here. Injuries kind of sometimes build up, so we got to talk about that. It's awards talk. We're getting close to giving out awards. The next 5 games, well, really the end of the season here, and then we clinched our spot. So that wasn't a surprise. I think everybody knew we were going to do that.
Well, eventually, I mean, it was one of the goals for the year. You know, it's.
I like how you texted me saying we clinched. I'm like, fuck. Of course, I know we clinched.
I'm excited. I told everybody. I was like, you see that?
Clinched.
We were the first team in the Western Conference to clinch.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, we're 1 game behind.
But I don't need a text from you from that. I mean, I get it. I'm a Kings fan. I know that it came through on my Twitter.
You could have been doing something else. I don't know.
I was doing something else, but it came through on my Twitter that they clinched. I was watching the game actually, so I know they clinched.
Just in case.
Okay, all right.
Just in case. I mean, this team, it clinches, and it was one of the goals. You know, the goal is to make the playoffs. The other goal that Dean sets out is let's get 100 points. They currently have 93. They got 9 games left.
Yeah.
Mathematically, that's perfectly possible.
Yeah.
This is the fastest team in franchise history to get to 30, 35, and 40 wins.
Yeah.
The franchise record is 46. They have 43 or 44 wins right now.
44.
44, so that's extremely possible considering that 6 of the next 9 are against really shitty Canadian teams. So... like that.
Did we get to 100 points in the 2 years ago when we won the Stanley Cup?
No.
So we were below. I
think so. They might have been at 100.
Okay.
But the 2012 season, no, we didn't get to.
Yeah, no.
And then last year, we missed the playoffs. We didn't get to 100 points. But that's what people were saying at the time. We missed the playoffs last year. Oh, this is the blessing in disguise. That was the lie we were giving ourselves, which try to make ourselves feel better. Kings fans everywhere. No. This is a blessing in disguise. The guys could use the time off.
Weren't you saying that?
I was, because I was trying to make myself feel better.
Clearly.
Cliche. But hey, look at that. A year later, it turns out to be true. I mean, for those of you who don't remember, last year's team in that 4-year stretch had played more teams than any other team in NHL history. With all the playoff appearances, conference finals, Stanley Cup finals, going to 7 games everywhere except against the Rangers, and then playing in the Olympics. These guys, I mean... Hockey season, they're tired. Hockey season runs October, and assuming you make the playoffs, get to the Cup through June. That's 9 months, and then your preseason's happening. And last year, when this is how much hockey they play, right? So you play, you play in the Olympics, you do your regular season, you do the playoffs. When the Capitals got eliminated, Ovechkin jumped on a plane and immediately went to go meet with Team Russia to play for the national team.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, take a couple of weeks off.
Yeah.
And so I'm not so excited about the what's it called, the World Series or the World Cup of Hockey that's happening this year. I'm like, I don't want my players playing in that garbage. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't need them playing more games than they should. But that's what happened. This team was extremely tired. They played more games than any other team in franchise history, in league history, over a 4-year span. So these guys were dead tired, right?
Yeah.
So on top of the injuries and all this other nonsense, we missed the playoffs. Everyone's like, oh, it'll be great for them to rest over the summer. And we saw Dustin Brown. I was like, whoa. Dustin Brown, they're going to randomly ask you to piss in a cup. Dude, you look yoked.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Quick, no surgery for the first time in 3 years.
We talked about this at the
looks
start
fantastic.
of the season, and he still looks good.
Right, and the team looks healthy. The team is not tired.
Well, we've lost 2 in a row, though, coming off the clinching. We lost 2.
I mean, it's a hangover.
Yeah.
Okay, in the last 2 games, Steeg got hurt because he blocked the puck with his foot, so he's listed as day-to-day. He's expected to...
That wasn't why we lost.
It's not why we lost, but, you lose Steeg. We don't have Pearson due to personal reasons. They're expected to come back during the trip. Gaborik is not expected to come back till the beginning of the playoffs. Same thing with Green. It's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. We've already clinched, and especially with Green and Gaborik, it's like, guys, we've already clinched the spot. No, absolutely no reason to rush you back.
Hockey's not like basketball where you need to be a hot team going into the playoffs. With basketball, you can't lose 5, 6, 7 games before the playoffs and expect to start winning in basketball. But hockey, you need to rest players kind of going into the playoffs because it's so grueling.
Which is so great about why we clinched so early. And, this team has the potential to be the best team in franchise history if they get past that 46
They got
mark.
a plus 32 differential right now.
Yeah, which is the second best in the league behind the Capitals, who score at will.
Who we're probably going to face in the Stanley Cup?
I don't think they make it through the playoffs. No,
Really?
this team has Justin Williams is on the team now.
Yeah.
The Capitals have this thing about, hey, we're going to lose to an inferior team, and in the event that we go to 7 games...
Who do they lose to in the East that you think is going to come in?
Tampa's playing very well. Okay?
They have a good keeper.
The Rangers are always... Because Henrik Lundqvist can carry a team, which is what he always does. He just kind of gets screwed because he doesn't get any offense.
Yeah.
But and the Bruins have been playing very well lately too. Yeah. You can't count out the Panthers. Luongo has been fantastic this year. So there's so much that can happen.
Yeah.
In a 7-game series, where a team, what happened in 2012? We snuck into the playoffs, and the Canucks were the President Trophy winners, and we just wrecked them.
Do we worry about that happening this year?
Absolutely not.
Because we have such a good defense this year.
No. And the reason we don't is because we have a coach that makes adjustments. We have a team. You look at our team is full of veterans that have won Stanley Cups. When we trade for you, that needs to be on the checklist. Have you won a Stanley Cup somewhere? Oh, you have? Come on over.
Yeah.
So that there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of depth on the team. There's a lot of leadership.
There's a lot of experience on this team.
Yeah.
They pulled in a lot of experience.
And what's really great is that a lot of these guys are really young. But you look at someone like Drew Doughty, who is always a Norris candidate, trophy guy, and you're like, wow, this guy's been in the league forever. And then you realize he's only like 26 years old. It's because he was in the league since he was 18.
Yeah. What about the injuries right now? You talked about Steeg with this, and Pearson a little bit, but are we worried about that at all? Is that going to be something?
I don't think so, because they've already clinched. This time last year, when Sekera went down, we were still struggling to get a spot, and we're like, crap.
Yeah.
One of our top 4 D went down. That's an issue we're having. We missed the playoffs, but we've already clinched. Okay, it sucks not to have the depth that Versteeg and Gaborik and Pearson could have given us over the last 2 games, because you lose these games. What was it? 5-2, 2-1.
Yeah.
Hats off to the Wild. The Kings held the Minnesota Wild to less than 10 shots per period.
Yeah.
They had 3 shots in the first,
Yeah.
but one of them happened to go in.
Yeah.
We shoot ourselves in the foot, giving up another power play goal. But that's what this team does. This team outplays you to the point where they outplay themselves because they make stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
And even though they're pretty good on the kill, it doesn't look like they're all that great on the kill because they give you so many opportunities.
Yeah.
You give Chicago, you give Anaheim, you give San Jose,
They're going to take advantage.
you give the Capitals 10, 12 penalty minutes a night where they're on the power play 5, 6 times a night. They're going to take advantage of that, and that's what Minnesota did.
Do we give Quickie a break? Do we give him do we have him kind
of... I thought it was weird that he played in the back-to-back. He played...
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of weird, but we have 3 back-to-back sets in our last 12 games, so eventually he is going to have to play some of that. You are going to put Enroth out there because as hot as Jonathan Quick is, and he's been in playoff mode the last few weeks, you don't want to burden him in the event that mathematically, where you are in the standings, 1, 2, or 3 within the division, can't change.
Now, I want to win a banner.
I don't care.
We need more banners in Staples Center. The Lakers aren't winning. They're not going to be a banner there for a little while with the
2
Lakers.
Stanley Cup banners, 1 division banner.
Okay, that's great.
That's what
Isn't
the
the
Kings
Taylor
have.
Swift banner right in between those
the
banners?
Taylor Swift banner. Hold up. If we're looking dead center, Taylor Swift is to our right up, so she's above section 117.
Yeah, she's got 1 banner covering 16 sold out performances at Staples.
Yeah, most sold out performances than anybody ever.
I think the Kings could use 1 more banner. Of course, you don't care too much about that, but I think it'd be nice to win it so that they, aren't having to do what they did in 2012, where they're coming from behind on the road.
No, home field or home ice would be great.
Yeah.
It would be great.
They win a lot of games at Staples.
Yeah. The only team that wouldn't benefit is maybe San Jose, because they're good on the road, but they suck at home.
Yeah.
But would it be nice? Chances are we're going to have to go when San Jose and Anaheim meet. If we get them in the second round, it's cool because we're local. We're not going to be going into different time zones.
True.
So...
Okay, so let's talk about awards coming up. We got the Vezina Award. Quick is having this arguably could be his best year, probably is his best year, but he may not win it this year.
No, because hopefully he's playing awesome. Well, not really. I mean, he is. The first half of the season, Christmas is considered the first half.
He was incredible.
He was incredible. He had like a 930, 940 save percentage, and you're like, whoa, this guy's playing out of his mind. That, and you have the Capitals scoring 5 goals a game for him. You're like,
but he's cooled off.
He's cooled off because his save percentage is under 910 now.
And at the start of Quick's been kind of consistent the whole year.
Right.
So
outside of the first 3 games of the season where we gave up like 13 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, they were just coming out of the gate a little. Yeah.
Right. He's leveled off, and he's been consistent the entire year.
He's got the highest save percentage.
That's in the Western Conference.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the goals against, that goes to Ben Bishop. No one talks about Ben Bishop. He's having a fantastic year with Tampa. But he's tied with, hopefully, for save percentage overall.
Yeah.
Goals against, he is the best in the West. But it comes with the territory of having the best defensive team in the Western Conference in the league.
Wins are gonna probably win this award, right? I mean, and
traditionally, it's
Caps have more wins.
It's like when the Hart Trophy goes to a guy that has more goals or more overall points than anybody else. Yeah. It's like, oh, he's going to be the MVP. Just because he's the MVP on that team does not mean he's the league MVP.
Exactly. But GMs vote for this award, which is so weird to me. No other sport can I think of.
I don't mind that. I would always hope that that's the case with awards, because I think you're right. I think it's really bizarre that some of these awards are voted on by idiot writers who live on the East Coast that fall asleep midway through the first period of the Kings games. That's why they don't watch Doughty play.
They know the Kings are good, though.
Right. Well, they know they're good because when they clinched, every team in the league shat their pants going, oh, God, they're back in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the Kings are back?
But you're right. It's really weird that the GMs get together to vote for this award because, like you were telling me, they don't do that in any other sport unless they're trying to make selections for the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's like the All-Star game. And then it's not even GMs, that's the managers.
Right.
I mean, that's the coaches, essentially. This is a GM. But a lot of NHL GMs are former NHL players. Is that why?
Or executives or coaches. You don't just become it's in the NHL. The NHL is still in their infancy stages in terms of analytics and stuff like that, where you see a lot of these managers, a lot of these GMs, a lot of these advisors, former players, former coaches, or played at some level. Yeah. In Major League Baseball,
and maybe that's why they're giving.
It's completely different now because you used to have.
There's no GMs that.
Well, you used to have
Dave
the guy.
Stewart is Dave Stewart for the D-backs is like the only GM I can think of right now.
Because all these other guys are executives or they're lawyers. They're former writers.
They weren't players,
right? They weren't players.
They can analyze. They can evaluate a player,
right? But they're not guys that actually went out and played.
Yeah. So okay. So Quick may not win that. What about the Norris? I mean. You think? I mean,
it's always hard because with you look at the Vezina, you look at the way they would look at it. They would say, hard facts, wins, save percentage, goals against. Jonathan Quick goes out there the way Clayton Kershaw goes out there and says, okay, I cannot give up more than 2 goals a game because my offense is a defensive-minded offense that is not here to score. Now. Okay, I have the privilege of getting to watch a lot of Capitals games via their home network. I believe it's CSN Mid-Atlantic, and you guys here in Los Angeles, you watch the Kings on West or KCOP or NBCSN, and you know that the promotion is in the event that the Kings win, you get 50% off your Papa John's.
Yeah.
All the Kings have to do is win. That is it. The Kings just have to win. Now, Jonathan Quick knows that in order to get that win, he cannot give up more than 2 goals a game because chances
are... Do you think he's thinking about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely he is. Now, you look at the Capitals coverage, Papa John's gives away the 50% off pizza, but there's a stipulation. Not only do the Capitals need to win, they score so many goals that the Capitals need to win and score 4 or more goals.
Wow.
So when Hopley goes out there, he's kind of like, okay, I got to do my job as a goaltender. I can give up 3, maybe 4 goals, and we're still good.
Don't think the players are thinking about Papa John's
They're
pizza.
thinking about Papa John.
Are they a sponsor for us?
No, but I guarantee you Peyton Manning's texting people.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, get some Budweiser and some Papa John's. That's what he's doing. Yeah. But no, in regards to the Norris, I'm 100% biased. I watch Drew Doughty play every night. You watch him play every night. You guys watch him play every night. You know that he
should win it.
Yeah, he should. But I don't know if he will just because
lazy
these writers,
East Coast writers.
It's kind of like, do you remember when Carson Palmer was up for the Heisman and he was nominated and they're like, he's not going to win. Yeah. No one on the West Coast has won the Heisman in 30 years. And why? Because the writers don't stay up to watch these games.
They're watching SEC games and that's it.
The West Coast games start at 7:30. That's 10:30 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
these guys are not going to be up till 1 in the morning
They're
watching
not seeing
these games.
Doughty in the third period slamming people against the boards.
They're not.
Yeah, no. Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why he's at a disadvantage. But does he deserve it? The leadership, what he does, his plus minus, the points he's been putting up, the amount of minutes this guy plays, I would say yes.
Lombardi's been talking about these awards,
Which
recently.
I always think it's really weird.
Yeah.
In no sport do you see managers, GMs, other players openly discuss individual awards the way they do in hockey.
Yeah.
Now, I do it. Curtis does it.
Yeah.
You guys do it. Bloggers, whoever. You
But
guys
not
do
the
it on
GM.
Twitter. But not the GM, not the coach, not the players, not, hey, my teammate deserves this.
That's
not
why we like Lombardi, though.
Well,
I
not
like
until
him.
it's late in the season.
Well,
Obviously, A.J. Ellis is going to come out and be like, listen, Clayton Kershaw is the best pitcher on the planet. Even though it's June, he deserves the Cy Young.
Well, baseball's not. You don't want to show other people up in baseball. There's just so many unwritten rules in
Right.
baseball, and the showing up things.
It's a little
huge
different because they're more old-timey. Everything's traditional.
Hockey, Lombardi's like, who cares? I'm gonna
Right,
throw
because he knows, hey, this is my guy, and I think a lot of it is being vocal to support your guy because again, the Norris is a matter of opinion type of trophy. I mean, I think in any way, every trophy is a matter of opinion.
But that one's not really that much stats based.
Right,
as much
certain
as
ones are
eyeball
very
test.
much a stat based, but that one, you're right, it's an eyeball test.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch this guy and see what he does? Because what he's doing to prevent shots or to make hits, that may not show up on a stat sheet.
No. But we know it happens. We
Right,
see it all the time.
because we watch them every night.
So the next 5 games are, the final 9 games, 6 of them are against Canadian teams.
Right.
So we should be pretty good.
Yeah, we got San Jose, Anaheim, and Dallas that are the non-Canadian teams that are the only 3 playoff teams we got left. Luckily, wherever it is we're staying within the state of California with the exception of playing Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're going to be up in Edmonton, but that's still on the West Coast. We're not traveling back and forth.
Yeah, so we're 4 points up on the Ducks.
But we have a 4-win differential
Yes,
on
that's a
them.
lot.
In the event that they tie, we still win the division.
Yeah. Well, and especially if we win the next game, too, right?
Right.
Against
But
them.
who cares? I saw this stat. I think we're like 3-12 in the regular season over the last 4 years against the Ducks.
Dude, I live down close to Orange County.
Not in
and there's
Orange
a lot
County,
of no, Long Beach is not in Orange County. And there's a lot of Ducks fans just across the border, and they get all crazy that the Ducks beat the Kings. I'm like, whatever, you people.
Regular season.
It's whatever. These are regular season wins. Just wait. But the Ducks are good this year.
No, I mean they are good. What I think. I mean, listen, they're a good team. I acknowledge them being a good team. The same way the Capitals and the Blackhawks are a good team. I mean, anybody that plays them in the playoffs is going to go, crap, because these are great caliber teams. They went 19-1-1 at one point this season.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they got back into the playoff picture.
Yeah.
They went 19-1-1. So it's like, okay, I get it. You're the rivals. I respect you in the terms of the sport. But it's like, calm down.
Yeah.
It's like, don't tell me you're a fan when you guys are 27th, 28th in attendance in the league every year, and you guys usually have a top 5 team. Like,
True.
If you're fans, you show up. They have this stupid painted orange garbage because their jerseys are ugly and orange. The Kings always say, we'll paint it black. Now, paint it whatever color the away team is, because that's what always happens.
Yeah.
I mean, watch these games they're on Prime Ticket, not on West.
Yeah.
So you watch them on Prime, and they go to the White Shots. There are more away jerseys there. When the Kings play at Staples South, there are more black jerseys there than there are orange ones.
But there's no fights. There's no fights.
There's always fights.
Oh.
There's fights there's just as many fights in the stands as there are on the ice. And what's really great though is that this rivalry with the Ducks and the Kings on a national level has been getting everyone's attention.
Yeah, I like it.
Because both teams have been playing very well over the last 5 years. I mean, only 3 teams have won Stanley Cup in the last 6. The Blackhawks, the Bruins, who got it in 2011, and the Kings.
Yeah, exactly.
And all 3 of those teams were lined up to go into the playoffs.
So clinching, exciting. We're, heading into the playoffs. We're going to be talking a lot of Kings. Hopefully we'll bring John Rosen back on, and we'll be able to have some Kings talk here.
We'll shoot him a tweet.
Come on, if it's just John, come on our show again. We loved having you. So we are heading into this home stretch here. Albert, what's our gift of the day?
I got a gift of the day. It's going to go to my girl Taylor Swift because you guys are haters. You guys were all hating on her banner. Everyone was blaming the 0-3 start on Taylor and her banner, but
we're Taylor fan. You're a Taylor fan.
You were hating. I was not hating. You guys were hating. The tweeters were hating. I was not hating. I don't want to say I was in favor of the banner.
Do you listen to Taylor in the gym? And
Absolutely.
Stuff? You do when you're working
in
out
the car, or if you guys follow me on the Snapchat, I'll be singing along.
Yeah.
Whatever. I like Taylor Swift.
You
so
don't look like a normal Taylor fan.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. My 16-year-old daughter likes Taylor a lot. Okay.
But
That's cool.
I wasn't
appreciate
for or against there being. I had no idea there was going to be a banner put up there. But when it was, I didn't have a problem with it.
No, I liked it.
Everybody was hating on that 0-3 start. But hey, look, we're about to have the best team in franchise history. I'm gonna give all the credit in the world to Taylor Swift for that.
They'll
one.
put the banner right next to Taylor.
You know what? Okay, Taylor, if you're watching this,
she's not. But
in the event that you are, and if anyone knows anyone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone that can get this to her, we're inviting you to a Kings game.
Really?
When we're in the playoffs, right? She's
gonna sit with you in your seat.
She doesn't have to sit with me. It'd be nice, but she doesn't have to. She'd probably sit up front with Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, we want to invite you to one of the games. Come check it out. Admire
she
your
loves
banner.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, because we're awesome. Everyone likes the West Coast.
Yeah,
guys. But that has been our show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and you guys have a good night.